The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and the nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Who I am is fine with me.
Hi everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? We are so happy to see you. We're glad you're here. Tonight is, I'm trying to set up. Okay. I am trying to set this up so I can watch what's happening on the What's the Story with Maria page, as well as the Maria Gentili page.
Hi everybody.
Oh, here we go. Hold
it's
on.
Maria from What's
Sorry
the Story
for
with Maria.
because people tend to comment on both pages, and I want to make sure that I get everyone's comments. So we want to welcome you to our show tonight. It's Tuesday, November 8th. It's a very, very, very important night for many reasons. First of all, we have three amazing guests. I'm very excited for them to come on. I was talking with one of them, my good friend Andy Praskai, earlier. We were discussing the project that has been reignited, that he's working on with two of his friends, Jeff and Jerry. So I'm very excited about that. But as Leo will attest to, he and I are very, very much politically active in the sense of trying to just, remind people to vote, get people excited about voting, get people involved in their own government, and so tonight is the midterm elections across the country, and a governor's races, a lot of governor's races, and there is so much happening. It's like some is, depending on what side you're on, and I think on, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but a lot of our friends tend to lean in our direction, in the same direction. But so there's a lot going on, and I've been kind of watching it off and on and getting stressed out and getting excited and all that. But what I do want to say, and Leo has our map there, and I was going to try to have Senator Mesa chime in, but she's at a business dinner. So, unless she pops in at some point, but I don't think she will be able to do that. Okay, so Danielle has joined us. Danielle is a spiritual advisor. She's going to be on our show, I want to say in 2 weeks, maybe even next week. I have to look at my book, but I'm very excited. But this is going to be amazing. So Danielle is joining us. Rena Crignali-Bergi, my cousin from Massachusetts, who I love. Hello and happy election night. Oh, Rena, I'm so stressed out. Thank you, honey. Thank you, Rena, for calming me down. Michael Bowe, hi everybody, going to watch you on YouTube, the big screen. Yes, Michael, do that. So we want to remind everybody that we go live on YouTube, which Leo has set all this up for us, so it's incredible. YouTube, or What's the Story with Maria channel. Please go and watch us there. All our shows are archived, and this is episode 272. So please feel free to go and do that. We love it. There's old episodes that you can watch, and just if you have friends that have been on the show. Oh, look at that. So once you find us, you can see all our shows, which is so amazing. So thank you, Leo, for doing all that. Leo set that up, which, by the way, Leo is a gun for hire. I can't keep him all to myself. It's just not fair. He's way too talented, so I don't mind sharing Leo. He is a gun for hire, and he does beautiful work. He maintains my website and adds to it, and just does beautiful things on that, as well as our YouTube channel, as well as our show pages, and creates beautiful things and promos for a lot of our friends. So let's see. Dee says next week. Yes, Dee, because I don't have my book in front of me. I'm very excited. So this week.
Really exciting.
I know. It's going to be really exciting. I'm very much looking forward to it. Let me know when we can talk or read. Yeah, we're going to do a reading before the show.
Ooh.
I know. And then I just can't wait. I'm very, very, very much into it. Hi from Ben. Have a great show. Thank you, Michael Bowe. Rita Crignali, I know I'm stressed too. I voted. Listen, I got to tell you, one of the things that I'm most stressed about is I can't believe the lack of people that do vote. That just drives me crazy. Like, I mean, it's getting better. It is getting better. But you can only tell people so many times. They just have to want to vote. Leo, you and I have talked about this. Since we were 18, we voted. My mother was and my father, extremely politically active.
Rite of passage, really. I mean, that's what I think. One thing that I mentioned earlier, that I don't think that we're getting the education that we used to about these civil responsibilities that we have, and the buildup, the responsibility that we were told, this is your right, you go out and you vote. When I was 18, I was, let me go out there and hey, I'm 18 now. Woo!
It's such a big deal. I mean, it was for me, and it still is. I've never missed an election. I think one time I moved from Massachusetts to New York, and I was so nervous about it, and I got an absentee ballot. That was the only time I remember that I couldn't actually go to the polling place. But that was, and I think that was in 93 or something, or maybe early 90s. But anyway, okay. We can do some readings for the audience, too. Oh, my God, ooh. Danielle. That's really cool. Although I'm going to call you this week, and we're going to set something up, but that would be incredible.
I love that. I haven't had a good reading in a long time.
I know. Wow. Okay. So next week, Danielle's going to join us, and that's good. And type in your last name, Danielle, because I have it on my phone, but I can't pop my phone up right now because I'm watching the two shows. So if you want to type your name in or whatever you go by, so that we can start to tell people that you're going to come on the show. Okay, so let me just, Michael Bowe has joined us. We know that. We have Rena. We have Danielle. A lot of people are watching the election results and will watch us.
Are they watching and are they staying hydrated?
Oh, Leo, I have my cup as well. So this is, okay, you know what?
What's in the cup? What's in the cup?
I have nothing in the cup right now. I have little dog treats actually for Rizzo. In case he needs little dog treats. Okay, so this is our What's the Story with Maria cup, and we have this $10, and then we have our tote bag, of course, tote bag, and that's $10, and we can mail these out to you. So please let us know ASAP if you need something for the holidays, because I want to make sure I have enough supply. Because I tend to run low on certain things and I have to reorder it. And it takes about 10 days to get delivered. So please, if you want to order something for the holidays, this is $25 or nothing. Our apron, our blue apron is very, very popular. So popular, in fact, that we have, we started last year. Last year, this was our 2022 Nothing But the Apron calendar. As a matter of fact, we're in November now. Can
with my birthday twin.
Can we show our sexy November guy? That is Peter Feliciano.
Senor Feliciano November.
Oh, my God. He's our Puerto Rican representative.
Howdy.
Look at how cute he is. He is cooking Thanksgiving dinner, I'm assuming, here.
He's got a little nip slip there, too, as you know.
Yes, he does. And with his big muscles.
Big muscles.
Yeah.
Ooh,
his big muscles. And he's got tattoos, and he's super cute. And so Peter is Mr. November. But this was such a success that people were asking us if they could be in it. And sure enough, we have our 2023 calendar.
We can't talk about December yet because of the ratings for this show. It's a family show.
Right.
So
thank you.
Hold on, Dominic.
Dominic Pupil, who's going to be on our show in a few weeks.
He's going to be in LA. I'm going to go see. I'm
You're
making
gonna go
the pledge
see him
right
in
now.
LA?
Yeah, that I have to.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, that's so exciting. So Dominic Pupa is our Mr. December, and I'm very excited about that, but you're going to have to wait till December. Chauncey Dandridge has joined us. He is
Chauncey.
Mr. March in our calendar. And may I just say, people are fanning themselves. People were buying. They were buying.
Maria, it's
calendars
46 degrees over here. It's about to snow, and I'm having a hot flash.
I know, because of Chauncey. He's so sexy. So Chauncey's in it. We have so many exciting.
And the Feliciano, continues.
I know. So
for
Peter Feliciano is Mr. November for 2022. His gorgeous wife, Elaine, is Miss January. So that's all I'm saying. But we're not showing you any of this because you have to wait.
Not yet, no.
And actually, if you would like to buy one, they're only $15, and that literally covers the costs of making it and printing it. So please let me know ahead of time. Again, Leo and I ordered a bunch of them. But
and the estrogen prescription that I needed.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. Leo, may I just say, I want to say thank you publicly. I always thank Leo privately, but publicly, Leo runs my website, YouTube page. He designed, everybody sent him pictures, and Leo designed this calendar as he designed the other calendar. He designs everything we do. So I really, really thank you, Leo, because you make us look good. You
inspire me and a lot of people that are watching every day, every week, just from knowing you. So it's my pleasure to be part of this.
I hope so. It's the least I can do.
Hey, look how many voters you turned out. You got to vote, even from people that you were, like that girl from Texas.
Oh, she was so cute.
And all the people that you talked to, and just the
Sarah
stories.
Garcia, what a sweetheart. I met her at Stonewall, and she and her friends, there were 10 of them. And by the way, Texas, the lines are around the corner to vote. So that gives me a lot of hope.
And we had an Arizona update, right? You have a...
okay. So my friend Carol Shinameo, Carol Brooklyn, is a retired New York Transit Police lieutenant, and she now lives and has a private detective agency in Arizona. And she actually, out of the blue, just reached out to me and said that don't worry about what they're saying on the news about Arizona, because Arizona it's just a few crazy poll places, but most of it is very calm, long lines to vote. And she is feeling hopeful about Arizona. So, and that there's not going to be any crazy things happening at the polls.
I think it's too early to call Chauncey, but I think Beto is definitely ahead in Texas.
Oh,
I think it's too early to call yet.
My God. Okay. All right. So Catherine Salvio has joined us. She's watching. Catherine, you've been saying, I'm so disappointed in Florida, but I'm not surprised. And look, you know what? We have to stop thinking of Florida as a swing state. It's not. It's a red state. End of story. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of great...
It says it right there.
Yeah, it's pretty... it's, whatever. But Val Demings ran a hell of a race, so shout out to Val Demings. And just a lot of great people. But it's been... DeSantis redistricted it, and all that gerrymandering really paid off for him. So you know what? Look, people are going to do what they're going to do. We have to just not give up and keep voting. If you don't vote, you don't have a voice. I don't want to hear you complain anymore if you're not voting. I just can't.
Shut up.
Yeah, if you're not voting, don't talk to me.
So everyone, we're looking at here, and what we're going to be referenced to for our up-to-date, up-to-the-minute at least, is Google has, if you type in election results, 2022,
cool.
They have a site that shows you all the tight races,
wow.
What percentages is coming in.
That's great,
like
Leo.
we can see in Georgia, Raphael Warnock is at 51.3% with 55% reporting.
That should have been a landslide, but whatever.
Yep. All the states, everything's listed there, everyone.
I know, so that's great. Darcy Blakesley is watching.
Hey, Darcy.
Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody? Dominic Pupus, Michael. Okay, so I think I got Sean Chinsoon is watching. Hi, sweetheart. So nice to see you, Sean. He's adorable.
So we have everybody.
We have everybody.
We have everybody in the green room.
Beautiful. I think we should. Okay. So Leo, I'm going to acquiesce. Actually, take me off camera, and I want you to introduce, because I just realized Rizzo may be in the other room, and I have to get her.
Okay, I'm going to do that. What I will do is I'm going to play just a few minutes of the movie. Actually, the teaser, it was 2 minutes long, but we edited it down for radio purposes, so you can get a little gist of it. And I'll play that, and Arisha.
All right, go ahead. Take me off screen. Thanks, buddy.
Yep. All right, friends. Let's watch a little bit of this. Oh, I should put me on screen, right? Let's watch a little bit of this teaser for a film that was released back in the 80s. It's as old as I am. It looks just as good. And it is called Cheap Shots. And then we'll go on and talk about our guests when we come back.
Kill him myself. We've got trouble. No more trouble.
And me with a broken septic tank. What a joke.
Get a backhoe, dig up the old tank, plop in a new one. You're all set. Louis, we got a problem. They're coming!
You have to be careful. You might not like what you see.
Cheap Shots.
Wow, I can't wait. Inventive direction, a distinctly un-American edge, and a lead performance. Oh my God.
I love his voice. Luis Zorvich. He's just, I love it.
Incredible. And he was married to
Dukakis.
Right.
Clary.
So that, a lot of people may recognize him as such. I do want to shout out to my friend Catherine England Johnson. She is checked in. She lives in London, close to London. I think she's in Yorkshire now, although she may have moved. But anyway, her grandson, a special shout out to her grandson Magnus, who I actually taught remotely during COVID.
Oh, wow.
He's a beautifully talented artist, and he took my Express Yourself class. And then and I love him. He's just a lovely guy. So anyway, shout out to Magnus when you talk to him, Catherine. Okay, so that was our promo that got sent to us. I spoke with Andy at length today about it. And let's bring, who's in the wings?
Well, we have Andy Praskai,
Yep.
Jeff Ureles, and Jerry Stoeffhaas.
Okay.
So there's Andy, Jeff, and Jerry.
Oh my goodness. Wow. We hit the lottery tonight with talent. My goodness.
I'll tell you.
Okay, gentlemen, so nice to meet you. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Jeff.
Hey.
This is the team of Cheap Shots. Although I spoke to Andy at length, and I know that your resumes are endless. And thank you for taking the time to be on the show. So we're glad you're here. Who wants to go first? I want you all three to get in as much information to our listeners, because this goes into podcast after this, and let's get out as much information about this great film that people need to see. So who wants to go first, Andy? Okay.
Let me start because I'm the most objective, because you have two filmmakers in front of you. Jeff and Jerry are amazing scriptwriters, screenwriters. They directed this film. They wrote the film, and it's literally a masterpiece in independent film with a European sensibility, and they pulled it off in a marvelous way. Only as an independent filmmaker could do. They raised the funds. They produced the film in upstate New York, and they got it distributed. That is a filmmaker's dream come true.
But this is not a new film, is it?
No. What happened was, and I'll let them speak to this, the film was actually written and produced like in around 1988, 89, got distributed, and then it kind of fell by the wayside after it went to the festival route, the distribution internationally, domestically. It became a VHS. All of that back in the early 90s. But, films have a tendency to disappear. And I know a lot of your audience are like theater people. This is how I kind of reconcile this. In theater, you always could bring back a theater performance, but in film, sometimes films just go away. And this film did, because of distributor going bankrupt, or not us getting our materials back. The film kind of disappeared for like 30 years. But the good part is we found a print which we had restored, and I think really valuable independent film needs to be seen again. It needs a second chance, and that's what this film is all about. And the talent that was behind the scenes and on screen is second to none.
First of all, I'm personally so excited to see it. I'm so excited to see it. But I love the story behind it. Andy filled me in on a lot of the backstory. And to me, this is a story within a story of finding something after all these years. And so in that, and I'm also very much, I believe in things that the universe sends you. So I really believe that this movie needs to be seen. And for some reason, it needs to be seen now. And all these great actors and all this great work and great writing that happened back then, to look back at that kind of stuff, now it really is so magical. So go ahead, gentlemen, jump in.
You know, let me introduce Jerry. Jerry, and correct me, Jerry, if I'm wrong, but Deputy Commissioner of the New York Governor's Commission on Film, and so Jerry has been in the film business for a very long time. He's done some like amazing things for the state of New York in terms of film. So jump in, Jerry. Go ahead.
Well, you know, one of the things that really happened here was the change in the landscape for distribution with the rise of streaming services. Mm-hmm. Prior to this, the gatekeepers of distribution for theatrical back in the 80s, you know, it was a very, very difficult barrier to get through, to get distribution into a theater. We were very fortunate that we were in Sundance, we were at the London Film Festival, we had good reviews in Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Time Out, but we had a short run in New York, LA, and somewhere in Washington State, I think Portland, Oregon or something. And then it went to video, and then the video market collapsed right at the time that we were, you know, coming into it. So it sat in my bedroom, the print, for 30 some years. And now as streaming came out and people kept saying, well, can we see it? Can we see it? And the VHSs were deteriorating. And so it looked awful. I didn't want to show it to people that way. And the three of us, by the way, went to college together. We've known each other since Syracuse University. We were all in the grad program there together.
Yeah, Andy filled me in. I love that.
And we saw the
in 81. We all entered in 77, 78.
Wow.
Yeah, like 78. That. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
That's a long time to know somebody.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. And it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing, you know.
Yeah, we were in a graduate film program, the graduate school in Syracuse University. Owen Shapiro was the chairman of the department. And we all had a different sensibility about how we interpreted film, what kind of filmmakers we wanted to be. But the three of us just connected, like, from day one. And that's endured all of these years, which is an amazing thing to say in the art world.
Right.
Andy and I co-directed.
I wanted to say something, Maria, because I was listening to you before, you know, talking politics, etc. And one of the interesting things I thought about the film, we started it up in upstate New York because we wanted a geographic point that we could express from, that you didn't have to go to Hollywood or New York or whatever the third and fourth, Toronto, Austin, to make a film, and that our voice could be heard from where we were, and that we had people up here that were just as good as anybody else, anywhere else. I mean, it sounds almost like the politique fracture that we're looking at right now, and we came into this to sort of say, yes, you can have a voice, and through the arts, this is a really important voice to have.
Wow, I love that. You see, like, things that come around, and I mean, historically speaking, I can't believe how much we have been through and how much we slide back and how much things are recycled, and also how much things drastically change. But what doesn't change for me as an artist is that it's the one place. I feel like the arts is the one place that we can leave so much of ourselves and have it affect so many people. Like
Exactly.
just be so genuine in what we're expressing as filmmakers, as actors, as singers, whatever our particular art is. And what you guys have managed to do here by resurrecting this film is that it's like this little archive gem that now we can go back and look. It's like a time capsule, and that's why I'm dying to see it.
Absolutely. I was the supervisor of the post-production, but Jerry and Jeff, they wrote it, they directed it, they were producers of it, and it has an enduring spirit, but their intuitiveness in terms of how they casted it. Louis Zorch, who was married to Olympia Dukakis for like 56 years. David Patrick Kelly, who is now on Broadway in Into the Woods. Bernadette Caulfield, who was executive producer of Game of Thrones. I mean, Jeff Beal, who is this prolific, amazing composer in and out of Hollywood, composed the theme songs for Monk and
Pollock.
Pollock, wow.
Yeah, Pollock, and no, the Kevin Spacey presidential
House of Cards.
House of Cards. I mean, they had an ability.
You were all starting out then, so this is the beginning of your. This is why I want to see it. It's the beginning of all your careers, and you've all done such beautiful work.
That's the funny thing. All those people really had careers. I mean, Deb Aquila, she's like one of the biggest casting agents in LA forever. I mean, like legit big. Bernie Caulfield, legit big. Jim Deneau, he
as
just
well as you guys, as well as you guys,
he was a cinematographer in Yellowstone.
Yeah,
Jeff Beal. Jeff Beal gave, I think it was like $3 million to the Eastman School of Music here in Rochester, where I live, and he teaches a composer course here. So he's training young composers to think about film, and he was so jazzed by seeing the film again. Jerry and I went in to one of his classes that he was holding here at the Eastman School of Music, and he like remembered everything. He, how the notes were composed, what the triad was, what was it, the octad or whatever he was trying to explain at one point. And these guys are young composers starting out, like reaching out to LA, to commercials, just to get, a sound out. These guys were amazing. They were all on our film.
Yes, that's wonderful.
What Jeff Beal, what he did for the composition. This is what I say. Louis Zorch, David Patrick Kelly are the two main leads, and the third lead in Cheap Shots is Beal's soundtrack. Because it is so brilliant, and he was and he was a graduate student at the time. So the up and coming talent that is associated with this film is incredible.
Okay, which leads me to my next question, because people are asking on both our platforms, where and when can we see it?
Good question.
We're in the process now of that part of the deal making process. We don't want to make mistakes, as we did in the first go around. But we're very close. We hope to be able to.
Kate Greer, she knows Deb.
What's that?
Well,
somebody just flashed up. Kate Greer, she knows Deb.
Oh yeah, Kate Greer's a good friend of mine. How cool!
Like, we didn't make this up. Like, these people really were. This was their first film. Was that right?
Yeah,
but nobody.
An incredible ensemble of talent who hadn't really developed in their careers fully. Totally. But we were all there. We were all there in upstate New York in this little area making film.
And it's been frozen in time on this film. You captured it. You captured the beginning of their careers, and all of them, and it's in this. It's archived in this. But so we really want to be able to see it. So you're working on the distribution, or will it be streaming? You think?
Yeah, we're hoping to do the streaming, but we hope to do a screening in Bronxville.
Okay, great.
In the near future, within maybe the next month or two, and I personally want to have a screening in my town in Red Bank, in Monmouth County, New Jersey, because this is very Kevin Smith territory. It's very film aware, especially independent film. So I want to do a screening at the Count Basie nonprofit cinema, and we'll probably have a screening there soon too.
Yeah, there's also a beautiful theater in Jersey City. It's an old theater, and they happen to have a lot of film festivals. I want to say it's the Golden Door Film Festival, and it's an old theater. So, I'm just throwing that out there because that's one of those amazing places that in Jersey City right now is like so vibrant with arts, because I know a lot of our people would go out there to see it as well because it's so close to the city. So that's really cool. Just
go there.
Yeah, the Golden Door Film Festival. One of our friends, Krista Piero, who I'm sure will watch this and repeat, is a great filmmaker, and he's a couple of his films have been out there. The Golden Door Film Festival. Yeah, that's
really important. What's really important is there is a tremendous amount of film work out there that doesn't get a second look, and one of my philosophies is worthwhile film deserves a second look because it could teach us something. It could show us something, and I think that's really important. And Cheap Shots is one of those scripts. It's one of those performances. Everyone in that film, performance-wise, is spot on. And Jeff and Jerry did an amazing directorial task by following their script, but also having enough trust in their talent to let them go off script and try new things. And that's what this film is all about. And it's truly a masterclass in filmmaking.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to get in one more thing too. I wouldn't want to minimize Andy's contribution in the post-production side. He actually sort of invented a pre-digital way to edit the film by bringing the film onto videotape and cutting on videotape and then reconforming the negative to the videotape. And he did this before it existed.
Before
Coppola was doing it. Coppola was doing it at the same time.
That's right.
Him and Coppola that were doing
I was before Francis.
You were pre-Cope.
Hey,
I was pre-Francis a Coppola.
Look, there's the picture.
Oh yeah.
I've had this picture since 1988 or something. That's
okay,
ridiculous.
so let me ask you. Individually you can answer, or you can all jump in. What is have your feelings about the film? It's kind of like you were in the beginning of your careers when it started, and now you're in the middle of your careers, right? You're on a different angle. Are your feelings about the film the same? And if not, what has changed? Rewatching it now.
My reaction is, we were shaken in our confidence to a degree. You know what I mean? You start to doubt yourself when years go by and nobody can see it and all that sort of thing. But rewatching it, especially, we had a screening in Rochester, about 160 people, I think, there on the big screen. And after getting to show it on the big screen, I was really, really pleased and proud and enjoyed watching the movie like an audience member. So I actually was re-energized. Somebody watching on YouTube. Okay, YouTube.
And Jerry and I taught for years, and so it isn't surprising that when I had kids, film was everything, right? So they speak the same language. When Jerry and I get together, they know exactly what we're talking about. And they had never seen the film, and they had never seen it on the screen. My kids are now, 28, 26. So it was such a pleasure to know that I could actually walk the talk, and that they could respond to that in a way that made me feel like, you know what, they're not just laughing or appreciating this because I'm their dad. They're enjoying the film. I know my kids.
That's
so
great.
It was really a great kind of experience. I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, that's really, what an experience, and what a gift. What a gift from the universe. It's almost like a universe pat on the back to say, guess what? You guys, that you were on the right track. You were doing a great job then. You're doing a great job now. And I just wanted to remind you where you started and that you were right. You know, you did doubt yourself, but you were on the right track. It's like, who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want the universe to just like whisper down and tell you that?
Maria, you're somebody who's been doing this all her life, which Andy told me all about you and what you do. I mean, what do you think about this when, you know, you talk about how you look at yourself in terms of this art form, and that you may not be recognized? There may not be people that, you know, how many you expose to it are almost what you're going to get back in return, in terms of, you know, appreciation, etc. How do you feel?
Well,
After Maria.
Okay. So, well, you know, I always in my life have felt eternally grateful for the opportunity to just express myself. Because I feel like we as performers or artists in general, because you don't have to be in front of the camera or in front of the mic or whatever, we have this amazing gift given to us to be able to express ourselves, and the average person doesn't have that experience. So I'm always grateful. And I remember one time my therapist said to me years ago, I played some song that I had written for her, and I had recorded it in the studio, and she said, wow, you know what's so incredible about this? You artists have the gift of having your highest self recorded. The average person doesn't have that luxury. And it really made me look at being an artist in a different way versus like, oh my God, the struggle. Oh my God, the climb. It was like, no, you know what? Wow. Like, I just want to body surf in this business all the time. Like I really, that's how I look at it. I just want to be able to always just float in it, not get ahead of it, not judge myself. Because as I get older, I stopped judging myself, and now I just enjoy the ride. But I'm in awe of what's recorded out there and what the work that we've all done. And I was telling Andy, like, we stay in the game. You have to stay in the game, you know. And people always say, "Well, what do you get if you stay in the game?" You get to stay. That's what you get. You get to stay in the game. That's it. That's your reward. Yeah. But for me, that's amazing. It's amazing.
Well, let me tell you about the power of love. And this is love in your craft. These two guys, back in 1987, 88, whatever, you know, they would hold wine and cheese at Ramada Inns and Marriott's and Holiday Inns and Red Roof. And they were selling the concept of filmmaking to pedestrians, people who might want to invest in an independent film in Rochester. They raised $500,000, $500,000 before the first frame was even shot. That is a dedication and a love that's second to none. You have to have confidence in your craft, in your talent, alone, because you know that's what filmmaking and even in live theater it's all about: raising money, trusting the content, trusting what you're presenting, and trusting that people will respond to it. And these two guys did it way back when. Now to represent that to the world, beautiful.
Yeah, I can't wait. I just think this is.
Who is that guy? I like him.
He's pretty cool. Now, Leo, go ahead.
You can have it.
I was told when I first ventured into this, and I started acting at 6, as a little character in South Pacific. Dites-moi. So.
Oh wow! I was just listening to that today. Seriously, for reasons I could explain, but I won't.
And I, as I got into school and was getting my education, I was told two things: 10% of y'all are going to make it. 10% of you are going to be able to make a living at this craft. 2, if you're a storyteller, you're always going to be telling stories, no matter how you tell them. To the day you die, you're going to find a way to tell your stories, or these stories, or any stories, because that's who you are. That's a part, especially in Native American and a lot of histories, that's your role in society. To do that and honor that.
We've never stopped writing. We've written...
Jeff and Jerry, go ahead, Jerry. I mean, they've written so many scripts in the last 20 years or whatever. It's incredible how much talent they have. Go ahead, Jerry. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, somebody asked me the other day, how many scripts have we written? Have we written them all together? I can't answer you. I don't know. I think Jeff counted them. But, we've had some options. We've had some successes. But in the end, we do it because we love doing it. If you're not getting paid for it, you're going to do it anyway because you got to.
But you know why else we do it? Because we're bursting inside with it.
There's a gene. Don't you think it's genetic? Don't you think that there's some kind of
absolutely? It's in our DNA.
Piece that tells each of us, in our brain pan, this is what you're supposed to do and enjoy it.
It's a role. It's a role in where how we exist.
But you can't bottle that up. You can't put a lid on that because I teach kids as well. From as little as 6 all the way up to past high school. And you can tell the class clown, that kid that has that extra something. You can't put a lid on that.
I know. Adults, all we do is put a lid on it. For those who, it's not like we're playing at the Met. It's not like we're walking down the LA, Star Walk of Fame or something.
Right.
You do it because you have to do it.
Right. You're bursting to do it.
Can I just jump back?
Go ahead, Jerry.
Back even further. A few minutes ago, one of the comments rolled down below. It was hi from Mike and Jesse. Did you see that, Andy?
That's Mike Kaplan and Jesse Chandler. Hi, guys.
The three of us. Here's Mike and Jesse. The three of us actually made a movie before Cheap Shots together called Callback. Andy and I co-directed. Jeff was the star and co-writer. And we actually,
horror film.
At the end, we nailed Jesse to the wall. So sorry about that, Jesse.
Wow.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. and I'm sure it changed his life.
Oh, Jesse was an amazing actress in our film, and it was a perfect casting, and she's so talented, and Michael is too. He's a professor and a filmmaker, terrific. But what I was going to say was, I think the other day, this is crazy. The other day that I think I sent Jeff and Jerry my report card. Remember back when the back of your report card where your teacher would write comments. Well, my second grade teacher wrote that I would not shut up in class because I was too busy telling stories. Second grade.
Yes.
And I sent the back of my report card to these guys saying, see, some things never change. You just can't get it out of you. It's part of your DNA.
And
he's a good student, but he talks a lot.
Listen,
he can't separate himself from others.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, you see, and we all had it. We all had it. Mine was I was an honor roll student and stamped in big red letters, disrupts class.
Yeah.
Sister Mary Patricia said that I worked well with people. Too much.
So it's in our DNA, guys. See, we're all connected,
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's right. That was like a not so much, Leo. Take it down a level, right?
Yeah. I love it. I just love it. I mean, you just can't put a lid on that. So, all right, I have to take just a few minutes because this is the section of our show where, because I cook every night for my show, because I feel like if I'm going to bring on creative people and ask them to talk about their craft, I have to stay creative. I can't just phone it in. So I continue to be creative by cooking for our show. Okay, so what did I make tonight? I made, this is polenta. So these are medallions of polenta. And this is spicy Italian sausage, which I just grilled it up. And then this roasted red peppers, little garlic oil, and scallions chopped up. So that's what I made tonight. This is a very peasant, I felt like a peasant Italian meal, and I just kind of created that.
Polenta is gluten-free, isn't it?
I don't think it's gluten-free, Leo.
Polenta, isn't it cornmeal, though? Isn't it?
Oh, yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But you know what I love about these dishes? They were created by poor people. Like, we were so poor growing up, but polenta would go such a long way. And my mom would say, she would just stir it around. Then she's, come here, you do it for a little while. Then my sister, come here, you do it. And we just did, but it would last forever. It would last all week.
Did you do it in the copper pot?
Yeah, we did it. I don't think we had a copper pot. It was something else, because I don't think we could afford copper back then. But.
Maria's crush on Stanley Tucci is showing.
Oh, I love Stanley Tucci. I love that show so much. Okay, talk about storytelling. Those are stories.
Oh, my God.
Okay, what did I make for a salad? You know, I love my salad. Boston lettuce, because tonight is the November 8th midterms, and I thought the beginning of our country would happen in Massachusetts. So Boston lettuce, delicious red apples, because I'm in the Big Apple right now. Blue cheese dressing, because I voted blue. I will not apologize for that. And I put a chocolate vinegar. A chocolate vinegar, just to put a little in there. Dark chocolate vinegar, right. And I'm going to put just an extra virgin olive oil. And that's going to be delicious. And for my dessert, I have a New York cheesecake. I know. New York cheesecake from Junior's. And what did I put on there? I put one of our friends who's out in LA. His name is Ken. And he has a company called Ken's Perfect Jams, and we love him, and we always promote him. They're jams and butters. He makes everything from scratch, and he sent me this in the mail yesterday. It's Ken's Jam, which is fruit punch jam, and it's all kinds.
Part of the friendship series, right?
Yep. And so if you want something really, like I sent this to a friend of mine this week. I sent him like 3 different jams. I send it as gifts all the time. We love Ken. We promote him because we love him. There's nothing I talk about on the show that I don't 100% believe in. And I love Ken's Perfect Jams. So there's that. Let me just take a second to, if people have popped on. Rory Taggart is watching us from Canada. Christina Zizza, my friend from high school, is watching us. Alana Diaz, she's an amazing singer. We worked together last night. She's at the Stonewall Inn along with Chauncey Dandridge and Miles Whitaker. So I just like to check in with people. All right, so now, what's your next step, guys? Where do you go from here? Where do you go with this film?
What we're going to do is we are going now to aggregators who distribute films like this, and hopefully we'll be able to stream it. Who knows? It could be Google, Amazon, Hulu. We don't. It's right now. In the next 4 to 6 weeks, we'll know where this film is going to land.
Okay, but you have to tell me.
Yes,
you have to tell me and post it on my wall.
If we play it in Bronxville, will you come?
Oh, if it's a night I'm not working, yes.
Okay.
I would love to go.
Is there such a night, though? Is there a night that you're not working, really?
Thursdays and Sundays are my nights off.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to. Oh my God.
So what's important to us is to get the film out. It deserves to be seen again. It needs a second look. As I said,
or a first look. It deserves a first look.
Well, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah. It's a marvelous film. It's a great script. The acting is second to none. The soundtrack is beautiful. It's a
Can you
marvelous
tell me a
production.
little? Can anybody, whoever wants to jump in, tell us a little bit about the film without giving it away, like
Go
the
ahead,
storyline?
You guys wrote it.
Jerry.
It's a black comedy. As Jeff said, we were inspired kind of a European-American blend, independent, about a guy, Louis Zorich, who you saw in the picture. There they are, Louis and Arnold. Louis owns the motel. Arnold lives at the motel. They come into possession of a video camera by accident, and they are also fascinated by a beautiful blonde who's staying in one of the cabins with a boyfriend. They sneak the camera into their cabin and accidentally videotape something they didn't mean to videotape. And it's not a secret, it's a murder, because that's already in the trailer, it tells you that. And then from there, terrible things ensue. They try to blackmail the killers.
Oh, I love it.
But
You see, I'm intrigued already. I can't. Okay, hence cheap shots. I love it. So you definitely will have to, Andy. I'll leave that up to you. As soon as you know, you let me know, and then we'll post it on our wall. And when is your screening going to be an open screening where everyone can go?
We don't. There's 3 that we're talking about. Andy's got 2 in Jersey that might be coming up soon, also, and the one in Bronxville. We're still getting the details of which way that's going to work. But anyway,
Would it be open to the public or invite only?
Sure. You know what? If that happens, we'll make it happen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so because I want to be able to promote it out there and let our friends know, and they will come. They'll a lot. A lot of people have cars. They'll drive out there, and it's going to be great. And we can make a night of it. We can all get together and make a night of it.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to it.
It's right across the street from the train station. It's only about 30 minutes from Grand Central.
Oh, that's really easy.
Oh,
That's
wow.
really easy too.
Yeah.
Okay, so given you're all successful and you're all doing amazing things and you will continue to do amazing, and the way I look at amazing things is not so much a resume, although all 3 of you have that, but just the fact that it's just this line of beautiful work that you continue to do. It's just this beautiful symphony of art. That to me is a true artist, one that continues to work, doesn't just rest on their laurels. So with that said, what was something you learned in the beginning of your starting out as artists that you still go back to all the time? What was like a lesson you learned early on that you're like, you know what? I never forgot that.
Trust your nose.
Okay.
For sure.
Jeff, that's very close to what I was going to say. There was a guy, Maria, who was on cable TV who did a home improvement show called, his name was Christopher Lloyd. Do you remember him?
Christopher Lloyd, the actor?
From Taxi?
No. No, not Christopher Lloyd. Maybe he had something different. Well, Christopher something. Anyway, he did a home shot, a home decorating
improvement.
Well, his catchphrase was, "Where there is fear, there is no creativity." And I've always remembered that because it's absolutely true, and it's been with me forever. Where there is fear, there's no creativity. So I'm telling all the artists out there, don't fear anything. Live your life, create what you want to create, and don't fear anything.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Because I think we're in the business of, rejection is so, it's always there. I think it's to do it just to do it in spite of the fear. There's also a bunch of my friends, we all say fear is the absence of faith. Faith meaning like just believe in what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
So Jerry, how about you?
I would say it ties into all those others as well, but it's basically never compromise on the creative things. If you're working with people that you like and trust and want to really work with, like we didn't compromise. We would figure it out until we all saw the vision. You never say, okay, just to stop the fight, I'll go along with this decision. but you never sleep easy if you do that. So we would always duke it out until we all saw the same thing. Andy would say, well, I think we need to cut this scene here and move this around, rearrange the story. And we would fight it out, the three of us, until we all saw the vision.
Wow.
David Patrick Kelly, when he was on the film, he showed up the first day with these glasses that he wears throughout the film, and they were really weird. They were like, I don't know, 18th century, something crazy. And we were like, you can't wear those glasses. And he like just stared at us and finally said, you know what, guys, I'm going to say your words, but you got to let it go. And that was such a great lesson for us to know that when you're being this creative, and you're really sharing with people
no fear.
that want to be creative with you, it's magic.
Wow. He also like was convinced that it was going to work.
Oh,
you know,
totally.
And he was able to convince you it was going to work. Like like what kind of what you said, Jeff, in the beginning, like trust your nose. He was kind of saying to you, like, trust me, I know what I'm doing here.
Absolutely.
You're going to like it.
Absolutely.
Hear me out.
Well,
yeah. That's what he was saying.
Well, kudos to these two directors, because that's what they did so well. They followed their script, which they should do as scriptwriters, but they also trusted their actors and allowed their actors to express themselves. And that's wonderful.
I forgot to say, I was just going to add on, when we were talking about all the bad stuff that happens, Pauline Kael said that screenwriting is the only profession you can die of encouragement from.
I love that.
So you can apply it across the board, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. And just keep working and working and working. It's always about the work. And I remember one time they interviewed Bowie. He had like broken all kinds of records and like sales. And they were like, oh, well, what's your favorite album that you've ever done? And he said, the next one. My favorite album is always the next one.
Always the next one. Right.
Yeah. So if you always are looking forward to the next project, you can never like, you have nothing to compare your it's not about success anyway. It's just about doing the next project that comes out. I mean, that's how I feel. It's just do the next right thing. Do the next right thing, and stay open and just body surf creatively. That's how I feel.
Body surf creatively. I'm tattooing that.
Do it. Take it. It's yours, Jeff. It's yours. All right, so we have 2 minutes left to our program. I'm going to go around in a circle. A lot of people that watch the show are creative people in one sense or the other. And I want to always inspire people to stay creative. So what would be something, just a little nugget that we can leave people with? We'll go around. We'll start with Andy. Maybe someone wants to give up, wants to stop doing what they're doing. What would you tell them to encourage them? Go ahead, Andy.
Listen to your gut. Trust in yourself. Trust in your talent, and just move on. Keep moving forward.
Okay, good. All right, Jeff, what do you think?
Someone once told me that you should never negate your gift for ministry. And art is that. So every time you try to push back on it, remember that that's the gift. And you're there to give it, not just to get it.
Oh, I love that. All right, Jerry, what do you got?
I'd go with the Joseph Campbell quote. Joseph Campbell, the writer, follow your bliss. As Andy says, it's not the way saying follow your gut, and you know when something is giving you joy, the real joy. You know the difference inside. And so don't be dissuaded by people saying, well, you're not going to make any money at that. Well, follow your bliss, because that's where your happiness comes from.
Absolutely. And you know what? I just think, like, what's wrong with having fun? Like, let's keep having fun in life. Sometimes people say, oh, it's not all fun and games. Why not? So anyway, gentlemen, I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you very much.
Oh, this was so great. What an honor to
what a pleasure.
And it was just, I just loved it. I love this hour. So now, you can listen to it in podcast on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. The name of the show is What's the Story with Maria. We're here every Tuesday night at 9, but you can go watch it on YouTube, watch it on our pages. And thank you for distracting me. Personally, thank you for the hour I need to be distracted from the insanity that's happening. So thank you. And I know. And we will see each other again. I know it now. I know it in my heart. Thank you to everybody out there.
Thank you very much, Maria.
Thank you. So
Thank you, Maria. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Love you too.
Bye, Leo.
And Leo, where's Leo? Pop in,
Yeah,
Leo.
Thank you, Leo.
Leo. Oh my God, Leo Rodriguez. Thank you, Leo. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.